Good to have you back. It's time we'll look to what's happening on National Dailies this morning. And to help us with that this morning, we have a guest in the house, Comrade Uzo Ekemezi Esquire JP, a legal practitioner and a public affairs commentator. Good morning. It's good to have you.
Viewers at home, a very fair morning to you all.
Okay, good. Let's kickstart with stories making the headlines on our ABS website.
Obiano urges communities to support erosion control projects in their areas. NUJ urged to curb excesses of online publishers, check abuse of social media platforms. Anambra government reassures on quality healthcare service, takes delivery of oxygen manufacturing equipment. Southeast communities charged to promote security consciousness. Anambra State government moves to expand agro-businesses to accelerate economic growth. All right, you've seen what we have on our website. I think we'll start with the first one. We'll be urging communities to support erosion control projects in their areas.
It is a right step in the right direction because you can see that most of our community have been devastated by erosion. And find out that the inhabitants are the people that also encourage that particular erosion to occur by not using proper drainage and also blocking most of the drainage. Yeah. So it is a teamwork. It's not only government that's supposed to be doing that alone. So the community should help government so they're able to check this erosion. Otherwise, before next 5 years, it will be an ecological cancer in the state. Thank you.
All right, and talking about NUJ urging to curb excesses of online publishers and check abuse of social media platform. You know, these days a lot of fake news are going on the social media handles, and then NUJ are now urging people, especially those online publishers, to check and be sure that they are posting factual things there.
Yes, when you talk about social medias, you have to go to constitutional provision of freedom of speech, okay? And they find out that some news have been circulating, whether it's true or false, okay? People will not know, only that they have already captured that particular news and able to, submit it to other places. If you can able to limit freedom of speech, okay, then this particular social media should be checkmate. Although we will have constitutional provision for defamation of information or characters. So whatever you said and it's been verified and found out that it is not what's supposed to be, just only twisted the information, you will be going for it. So I urge the social media to at least scrutinize the information they give, because some people are myopic. Once they read the headline, they take it and as whole hook, line, and sinker.
In other words, we shouldn't just rely on everything we read on social medias.
Yes, you should not rely on it without a proper verification of it. I said that some people are good in believing something hook, line, and sinker. Okay? Mm-hmm. Okay? So we have to now able to checkmate all these things before we now come out of it.
Well,
all right, let's quickly check about the Anambra government reassures on quality health care service, takes delivery of oxygen manufacturing equipment, and actually happened at Amako Hospital yesterday.
It's very, very important because health is wealth, okay? We found out that why we say that in advanced country, they go in planting trees, okay, is because we human being in Africa does not understand the importance of trees. It's what it gives us. That is what we take in. So there must be a coexistence between plants and animal. So for us to live healthily, okay, we must able to have adequate oxygens. And because that's what we take in and give a carbon dioxide. So for you to get all these green pastures around us, it helps. It helps to us to have an abundance of oxygen. So for this particular equipment to be in Amako Hospital, I think it is a very commendable thing, and we encourage people that are managing it to manage it very well, so that the health sector in Anambra State will start to witness very good.
Finally, Anambra have been tagged the safest state in the country, and now the Southeast community, they are charging people, Southeasterners, to promote security consciousness.
Yes, I think the Anambra State, this particular issue or state has been started over years, okay, for about 10 to 12 years now. Anambra State have been conscious about security. Okay, you find out that it's Anambra State that have vigilante in all the whole communities, okay, in Nigeria. They have, what do you call it, a van that are given to them for them to help, to use in going all these nooks and crannies to fish out all these hoodlums, okay. So I thank the governor for stepping on that stone to make sure that Anambra State has adequate security. You can see what happened in Maiduguri last time, okay, Boko Haram attacking the military base or whatever it is. So Anambra State, not only government, but the community itself, community leaders should also help, okay, to secure their environment, especially in this youth period.
All right, quickly, let's move on to the very first papers this morning. Daily Sun, stories making the headlines. 2019 elections, Amosun Okorocha's men quit APC. Big story coming on there. Join DPP, APM as substitution window closes tomorrow. Well, on top of that story, drama in Anambra as to struggle for speaker's seat. EFCC to politicians will monitor your campaign spending. So soldiers stop neighborhood watch recruitment in Rivers. Don't instigate insecurity in our state. Wike ones, they were training militia. Ami says that. Minister blames renewed Boko Haram attacks on porous Chad Basin. Federal government demands U.S. neutrality in 2019 election. Well, let's look at the very big story. 2019 elections, Amosun Okorocha's men quit APC as they join DPP, APM as substitution window closes tomorrow.
Yes, I can say this is time for it. What is constant is change. And you can see that Amosun, the governor of Ogun State, and Okorocha of Imo State, having been the stock member of APC, and they have their preferred candidates, okay, for governorship election come 2019, February. But they found out that they lose out, okay, even if Okorocha loses his son-in-law, lose in court. So we found out that these people have no option because they are bent that their preferred candidate must succeed them. So what is going on now is defection. It's not only in the Ogun State and the Imo State, even if in the House of Rep yesterday, 3 House of Rep members defected from APC to PDP and the other political parties. So what I said earlier is constant. This time around is for defections, okay? But when you change for good.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, let's look at EFCC to politicians. We will monitor your campaign spending. How is that possible? And I hope it's not going to be like one-sided.
How transparent would that be?
It's not even the FCC monitoring campaign spending is the main issue. What are their efforts in those ones that they have recovered, loot and other things? Not to monitor campaign spending, okay? If you have to monitor campaign spending, do you know the source of the person's income? Can you go and tell somebody that if he's a billionaire, he cannot spend his money?
All right, I think we have a
So
this
you
morning.
have to.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Your name and your location.
Because I'm a Punam, Okorocha, okay, Madam Buchi, from Ezago, Enugu State.
All right, continue.
Okorocha men, Okorocha and Amosu's men, join other political parties. All carry Wengota, who did positions in Nigeria. Go to Wengota to be there, no attack. Because of Rahadu's election, now they are parties. Can I do my party also to make sure that we can have Nigeria? Look at the Okorocha. Look at the movement. No, we are working on here. When people say that I have run people, and for them to good say, when I can watch run people, my God, after the Okorocha, no, we are working another time.
All right, Dalarin. All right, Dalarin. Let's quickly look at this story before we move to the next paper. Drama in Anambra is to struggle for speaker's seat.
Yes. As I said earlier, what is constant is change. You see, in Anambra, it's a drama. It's not even, it's a melodrama, indeed. Understand what I'm saying? You see, if the House of Assembly, Anambra State, found it deep or need to carry out their impeachment exercise, okay, constitutionally. And constitutional provision is that 2/3 of the majority of the, members of the House, we go into this. If it's being done, and what you see that you have not been, impeached properly, the only thing you have to do is go to court. P2B was impeached and go to court and claim his mandate. So come and making process means that we are not reasonable, we are not matured. Okay, we are still playing an political system. In
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. All right,
let's move on to the next papers this morning. The Daily Times stories making the headlines.
How 2.5 million accounts got direct payments of e-dividend SEC. Reiterates commitment to developing capital market. As 384 out of 449 CMOs comply with the recapitalization. Bombshell from ASU. Students may stay longer at home. Wow. Says no concrete resolution over negotiation with federal government. Wants parents, students, stakeholders to show understanding. It's idiotic to say Buhari is cloned, as federal government speaking here. Confusion in Anambra State Assembly as factional speakers struggle over seats. Nigeria's active phone lines increased to 165 million NCC. Plan to end operations in Northeast. Brutai orders commanders. All right, let's look at this story. It's idiotic to say Buhari is cloned. You know, a lot of people have been carrying that rumors saying that this is not Buhari, this is Jibrin or whatever they call him.
Yeah, let us story making the headlines.
Now the federal government is saying that it's idiotic for people to even think
about something like that.
Yes, to me as a lawyer, we have to now struggle to balance things. Okay, law is neither here nor there. Don't understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, I will not say that he is not Buhari. I will not say that he's Jibrin. But our people normally says in a adage, okay, the evidence of a person that has a swollen scrotum is to him to open his cloth. Don't understand what I'm trying to say. So if the presidents are saying that it's idiotic, okay, the person that who has been accused, okay, will come up publicly to defend that I'm not being cloned. As Obasanjo, when he was pronounced that he is dead, okay, he come out and say I did can't be. So this is what people say. Let me put it in Hebrew, so that you can come up publicly to denounce this simple as a president that I'm not cloned. I'm the person that is Buhari that people know from our
and he has chosen not to say anything.
So for you to be jumping, pancating and junketing from one place to another is just making the thing a mockery of itself.
Okay, good.
Let's know who's on the line. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name, please.
My name is Jeremiah from Anambra State.
We are in Anambra.
Ire, Ubusi.
All right, just go ahead. Go ahead, Nna. We don't have time.
Go on.
Hello?
Go ahead, Nna, your contributions. We don't have time.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead with your contributions.
This network.
All right. Sorry about the network. Let's move on to the very next paper, the Nation newspaper. Stories making the headlines. Boko Haram Buhari order leaders draw new war plan. Nigeria rallies Cameroon, Chad, Niger against insurgents. U.S. orders fighter jets for Nigeria. On top of that story, Army Rivers clash over militia training camp. PDP kicks as federal government advises U.S. against visa for Atiku. Fayemi closes case at election tribunal. Yellow Fever alert in Ondo, 600 bid for NNPC assets. Anti-aid battle on course. Eagles is fought in Africa. Well, let's quickly look at this new one. Nigeria rallies Cameroon, Chad, Niger against insurgents, and U.S. orders fighter jets for Nigeria.
Yes, it is going to be a collective effort for the borders within Nigeria to come together to fight these insurgents. But I wonder what the federal government is saying before that Boko Haram had been technically defeated. Now, is it technically defeated that made them to attack on this recent momentum they did in the Maiduguri, okay, by killing almost 100 and something soldiers? You see, so if we are serious about fighting insurgents, it's not going to be anti-terrorism. It's going to be counter-terrorism. That's what approach we're going to use. Counter-terrorism is that If they are on air, you follow them to air. If they are on land, you follow them on land, on the sea, get them on the sea. That is where they are. Feed them out and destroy them. Don't just go and barricade. Don't come this area. Okay? How to fight terrorism is to counter them. Whatever they are, you go there, find them, finish them.
All right, thank you. Let's
move up to the next paper, the Punch newspaper. Making the headlines, PDP kicks as federal government cautions U.S. against granting Atiku visa now. We want the U.S. to be neutral and wary of taking any decision that will give the impression that they are favoring or endorsing one candidate over the other. Minister saying here, as a Man United fan, I'm envious of Chelsea, Tinubu. Boko Haram using drones and foreign fighters, army. We remitted 30.4 billion naira operating surplus to federal government, MPA. From planes to palaces to shanties, how herdsmen crisis turned kings to refugee. And down there we have emotions men, others defected from APC. Generator fumes kill 3 family members in Oshobo, and courts cannot compel us to prosecute Fani Kayode, Abaribe, others for Kano's escape. DSS and DJs.
All right, let's quickly just also take the Guardian while we talk about the two together. Stories making the headline: resign. PDP tells INEC chairman, place IG. Says both can't guarantee credible polls. Federal government cautions US on sudden visa to Atiku. Minister presidential candidate clash on Jibril. Prune your fat pecs to pay new wage. NLC tells governors. Stakeholders worried about multiplicity of agencies in oil sector. Presidential candidates sign peace pact ahead of 2019 poll. Rivers government army biker over militia training camp. Well, let's look at the big story.
I'm talking about the PDP.
Okay, let's start with the Punch papers first before we head to Guardian.
Oh, it's both in Punch and Guardian. The PDP kicking against federal government cautioning U.S. Issuing visa to Atiku. That is as if
that's actually
the US,
a big story.
Is actually supporting one candidate or endorsing one candidate.
No, the U.S. has come up and says that they're not supporting any candidate in Nigeria. Okay, but rather the APC or federal government say we concentrate in how to win election, not for you to start telling somebody that you not see them visa. Are you USA? If you are ready, if you know that you are competent, ready to defeat PDP candidate, have your strategies, go to the pool and win him, and not for you to telling the other country not to do this and this and to do that. Atiku is a citizen of Nigeria, and if America is doing fit to issue visa, they can issue him visa. You cannot go there and tell them that they should not issue him visa. On what ground? What basis do you have to say such?
All right, quickly, let's also touch this one. Yes. Resign. PDP tells INEC chairman.
I think it is a very fair comment on that, because for what has happened in the past, both Ekiti, Osun, and all this have shown that INEC is biased to conduct a credible election. Okay, and the police is also compromising. Okay, they prefer candidate to win the election. You see, so before somebody can can be sure of credible election, you must go to your nomenclature, being independent, not to be dependent. That's what I'm saying. So they are dependent in some instruction, and they claim that they are independent. So if they are saying that they are not ready for election, they should resign.
But the thing is that how we sure that the next person that will be appointed will still be that independent.
Okay, let me tell you people that are independent. Okay, when you have a class of Humphrey Mosu during time of this and that to pronounce Abiola, okay, as the winner. Upon that one is momentary error. Upon on gunshot, he declared the result. Okay, so how can one have such integrity persons now?
All right, we can go on and on and on and talk about it, but time would not permit us. This is exactly what we're drawing the curtains on the newspaper headlines this morning, and we want to say a very, very big thank you to Comrade Uzo Ekemezi Esquire, JP, a legal practitioner, and of course a public affairs commentator. Many thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, and be blessed.
All right, it's good to have you.
It's
still a TGI edition. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.